All right, guys, we are live here. They're come back game 2 of Team ONEder, which will be red side this game, blue side last game they won, and Team Focus, which will be your blue side this time. So this, go ahead.
We're seeing a Narban coming out. They really didn't like having that jump on their 80 carry this entire time, and they're going to ban away on the other side. Focus on blue side is going to be banning away Alistair, Gragas, Jinx, just generally strong champions.
Yeah. Interesting. Pick away the Rise. Gragas ban, I thought we might see the Rek'Sai locked in. We've seen Puzzler play it, so he may end up picking it up here. Would not be surprised to see that. You force them onto a lower tier jungler, but you said it, the Gnar and the Vi, they do not want people to jump onto the 80 carry or the backline mid laner this game. Want to stay safe, so those champions that can jump in getting banned out.
Banning away the Ezreal, just one of the most annoying poke champions. Additionally, we may not see too many meta junglers considering what we saw last game with the Amumu.
That's right, yeah. That's right, yeah, and that is open. Again, if Puzzler wanted to go back to it, they're thinking over this pick. We have seen Puzzler play Rek'Sai, but it's okay. I think we might be team fighting.
Okay, so we see the Amumu coming back in for Puzzler. That's strong AoE, good engage, and then Malphite to follow up with the Unstoppable Force.
It looks like they're... The Malphite pick is the one that I question there. Maybe if this is your team comp, maybe you want Sivir, maybe you want to pick up something like that. Instead, you give everything away when you pick Malphite. So Amumu, after picking it last game, may not have been as much of a giveaway, but Malphite says exactly what you're going to do, and we see the response picking up Jaina.
Additionally, Malphite is going to have an awful time in lane against this Rise.
Yeah.
He can try and poke him away with his seismic shards, but that's going to be very mana intensive. He's not going to be able to do that for a very long time. Tristana Braum coming out for the bottom lane of ONEder.
Fast lock in there. It's okay. Braum has some good team fighting potential. Rammus coming back in for Rock Hands, but Tristana not the hyper carry she used to be. But can definitely, it actually provides some more AoE with that explosive shot.
Additionally, she's still not as strong late game as she used to be, but she's still very safe once the mid game comes around and her range expands.
Yeah, has the ability to jump away and knock Rammus away, so going to be difficult for Rammus to get to the back line here.
Not as many tools, though, to disengage from the Rammus this time. They don't have the Jaina.
Yeah.
They don't have the Ashe ultimate. They don't have the knock away from... they don't have the snare from Rise. I mean.
Yeah, we see Orianna, the final pickup here. You know... Okay. Well... This is an interesting champion select because I feel like you could have got Malphite at any point in this. If this is what you're building toward, with this, it looks a lot like a Sivir comp, it looks like a lot like an Orianna comp. Why not prioritize those? Instead, you take the champion you could have got at any point in the draft, and you give up Orianna, you give up Jaina, which I think might have been an okay ban in this situation, since it wrecks what you're trying to do if you team comp so hard. So I wonder how much of this was a plan going in, but the Galio, talk about that. That's going to be pretty explosive.
Yeah. All right, so it makes sense for him to pick Galio. I don't know if he was planning on picking this from the start or he has practiced and it's something he wants to play against.
Went very quickly onto the lock in there.
And it makes sense. There's an Orianna and a Rise. That's a lot of magic damage coming in.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It makes item prioritization pretty easy there for ONEder.
Well, we're not going to see a Smite Orianna today. If anyone was watching LCS yesterday, we had Power of Evil playing Runeglaive Orianna with Nashers and got a pentakill. So
this patch is crazy, man. And Power of Evil is crazy, so no surprise to see him be the one to do that. However, he is on my fantasy team, so I like it. I like it.
Let's see. So, just all around, they are all about team fighting over here on ONEder in this game.
Yeah.
Just everything. But I can see, however, maybe the Galio probably win the lane. But on the other side, Rise is going to bully Malphite out in lane. Caitlyn Janna is going to bully out Tristana Braum. Tristana has decently good laning with the explosive shot, but Braum can't really do much aside from landing a slow on Q and having his AD carries sort of auto-attack kind of stuff.
Right. So they very much want to get into those 5v5s, and corridors are very good for them. It's an alleyway for Braum ultimates, for Galio spells. It's a nice place for a Mumu to sit. Lots. I mean, you see very much what they want to do, and the right pick was taken here by Focus to try to disengage, and there is a ball delivery system. Orianna is always a good pick, and maybe you want to pick it away from him, but not actually the best disengaged champion.
But Ram is not the most optimal ball delivery system.
That's very much true. So it's an interesting team composition, but it actually is going to be a little difficult. The only disengage tool they really have is Janna. The Orion is a very immobile mage, is prone to getting, if you misstep by just an inch, if you're just a little bit pushed up too far, you're going to die to this Wonder team. And if that happens, your team is going to have no chance. You have to be able to stay in the back. So the positioning here for good stout Poke going to be very important as this game moves on into the later phases.
Additionally, there's not a lot of mobility on this side for Focus at all. The only mobility spell they really have is the 90 caliber net from Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Rammus is going to try and run in with Powerball, but that's just moving faster, really.
Yeah, absolutely right. So going to be an interesting game. See how the laning phase go. Last time we saw Wonder take a pretty big lead in the laning phase thanks to their bottom lane just out farming, and mid lane as well, just having more farm than the opposing laners. You don't have to get a bunch of kills. If you're up 20 CS, you've got a kill. So that's all you can really take to get a lead built up in the early game.
And Steve on that Rise last game, he was down about 10 CS. End of the game, I think 40-something ahead of the Gnar.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll load up into game here. This is game 2 in the best of 3 between Wonder and Team Focus. Wonder is up 1-0 after a pretty lengthy affair last game, a 40-plus minute win to pick up the first game of the series, and now they will try to move on with a victory here, where they go back to that Amumu as that comfort pick. They go back to some very strong champions and a team fight composition. So I don't know if I would have expected to see Malphite Amumu, Orianna played without having a Sivir somewhere in the pick and ban phase, but absolutely. Here we are.
Sivir just got all the way through picks and bans. Nobody wanted to play her, I guess.
Yeah, and pick the champions you're comfortable with, not necessarily the champions that are quote-unquote best in meta, best in composition. So it's much more important that you're able to play the champion you're on. So. Alright, so here we go. We'll get this lined up for you as we load into the game, see if we have anything. In series, the level 1 becomes more interesting as teams have some information to work with when it comes to evaluating tendencies, planning out possible level 1 plays. So we'll see if anything comes of that here in the early game.
I wonder what this Galio is going to build. I would assume he's probably going to play or build the Athene's Unholy Grail and the Abyssal for the magic resist that he's going to get out of that. But at the same time, there were a lot of changes to AP items that Galio could possibly make use of.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how much practice Downplay has on this. If he wants to make, kind of aggressive, different builds, or if he just wants to go with the safe magic resist plays, which is what I would expect. But the invade coming out here,
5-man push camp. Oh, but that ward is going to see him.
Instantly dies, but invade spotted out.
Right. CS lead to Tristana.
Smart job there, but yeah, that's right. 1-0. Smart play by Janet to ward that before face checking. So that will. We almost had some fun in level 1, not quite though. So now we will move into what looks to be a fairly standard start in the jungle. Both junglers starting on the right side of the map. Neither of them, especially Mumu, just wants a hard farm till 6 to be able to try to do something. Ramus with a little more pressure. So we'll see if we get any early game plays here. There's definitely going to be some bully potential with Kalen and Jana in that bottom lane.
Would you prefer the good part?
Malphite starting the Crystalline Flask. He's going to have a hard time in lane. He needs those potions to sustain up.
Yeah, that's right. It's the name of the game for him is just stay safe. It is okay if you get behind. You just don't want to fall too far behind. You want to have enough farm that you're able to pick up your items and you want to not die. It's really going to be that simple for him. And then you just lean on the fact that your unstoppable force will be a giant tool when the team fights do come.
Galio, in my opinion, is going to be even more effective against Rise.
Yes.
Because the Bulwark, it actually heals you based on how many instances of damage you take. And Rise is just going to be slinging spells at him.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I actually like that pick with the Rise and the Orianna being shown. Some magic resist looks very good for Wonder. That's, not maybe the pick you'd expect, but it's a pick that's going to work out very well. And nice damage down the bottom lane. Jana getting a little bit in on Raging.
It's a little curious to me that Jana actually started level 1 with Howling Gale as opposed to the Eye of the Storm Shield.
Yes. Yeah, trying to make use of it. She is herself being poked down now, but as you said, Steve having a little bit of trouble on Malphite here early.
So both bottom lanes level 2, we might see some plays coming out. Maybe the Braum not the worst pick against this Jana, just purely because you have a Tristana who can jump in and get good auto attacks for the stun.
Right.
I wouldn't say you always want to jump in as Tristana, but...
But after you get knocked away, it's certainly possible that you wouldn't want to. Oh, Mumu has arrived.
Yeah.
Going to try to make a play here. Misses banish shots, forces Hawaii punch back, but now it's actually Puzzler who runs away. His team wasn't quite there to follow up with him.
Actually, Tristana tried to come forward with Rocket Jump, but got interrupted by the Howling Gale.
So, the early game coming not from the jungle you'd expect, and doesn't work out. Rammus doing the right thing here after seeing Mumu in the bottom is going to steal his buffs. Great plays. Actually, could be a 3 buff for Rammus because of that early gank. So nice awareness there by him. And he might even end up being behind one of these solo lanes to make a play if he is healthy enough after picking up that red buff. I think we have a lot of lanes with not a lot of kill pressure in this game. Even the middle, we saw Galio taking knife, but Orianna took barrier, so the kill pressure there might be sort of low as well. Here we go. This is trouble for Janice. Rocket jump in, flash heal away. That's a pair of summoners burn for just a jump there for Tristana. That's a very, very strong pressure going to be awarded to Wonder because of that play.
It's a little interesting moves out of Jana to come so far forward, low mana, and easy to land the Q from the Winter's Bite from Braum.
Yeah, just unnecessarily risky, and they don't pay for the price for it there, but they certainly lose pressure in the lane, and they might be punished for it before those cooldowns come back up. So these things, League is a game of snowballing effects. And Braum tries to make a play, but misses the winner's back, puts his shield up. Not going to get too much out of it. Steve doing a good job so far, actually, dead even with the Rise. NCS at the 5-minute mark, so has chugged through all those potions, but so has Rise. And so a very well-played early 5 minutes by Steve to try to be in. Now Mumu in the bottom lane, thinking about sneaking into a bush here. Could see a play come out.
But if he tries to come forward for that second bush,
it's going to hit a ward, yeah, absolutely. So it's actually very good tactical play by them, good awareness of the summoners being down, but it's a nice ward by Focus, which is going to spot him out.
You see Galio really doing a good job against this Orianna. Has a 7 CS lead. Ori is out of mana, but Galio's still sitting pretty... well, he's a little out of mana too.
Yeah, he's got a pot though, so he is likely to be able to force Orianna out if the junglers do not become involved. And Puzzler wasted a lot of time in the bottom lane. Finally decides that, hey, they probably can see me, I should give up on this. But Rammus is the one who hasn't been ganking, who's been farming, and he's got the advantage because it's only 6 CS lead but it's experience as well, and the third buff. So definite advantages going over to focus as a result of the ganks from Amumu not doing anything.
See, now this is something I don't understand is the Bomby Cinder coming out from Malphite. The only item that builds into that he could possibly be building is Sunfire Cape, which is armor, against this Rise Orianna.
Yeah, he's
a little weird.
All right, Steve, we're putting you on blast already if you do get the Sunfire Cape. Don't do it to us, man. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's Caitlyn, and that's certainly important, but it's a lot less important than being able to survive the Rise in lane. So, and takes a good bit of damage with no hope of even starting to trade back. So he's gonna have to chug through that flask just to try to keep up, and Rise may be able to turn that into at least a CS advantage in the laning phase.
The only thing Malphite really does, and the reason why he's not really played super a lot in competitive, is he can attack speed slow, and he's got the unstoppable force. And neither of those are really applicable right now, because I think he just hit 6, and attack speed doesn't really matter all that much to Rise.
That's right, and as you move up in the game, unstoppable force becomes easier for teams to work around. It's like when Gnar came out, you saw teams just constantly getting destroyed by Gnar, and it was, well, this champion's broken, there's nothing we can do. But that's not the case. Teams learn how to work around the Gnar bar. You wait till he goes small, then you pick your fight, and they half the champion isn't there. So Malphite very much the same way.
Now, I'm going to make this criticism as I've made it many times on other streams, but people should not build Tear of the Goddess on Orianna. That should never be built.
Explain why.
Okay, so Orianna, widely considered a strong laner, but when you build Tear of the Goddess, not only are you putting yourself in a power trough, but you're not building any CDR on her.
Alright, it's gonna have to wait. We got knocked up in the wall. Good Monsoon by Janna, but she sticks around. This could be dangerous. Gets a shield on herself. Trap hits Tristana. There will be no follow-up. Nice Monsoon there. Good roam by downplay. There's actually 4 people down there. But the follow coming in from Rammus and Orianna. They do get a ward into that try, which they will see him as they start up the dragon. We might get a fight break out here. So the Scuddler is on the blue side. Focus sees this. Puzzler's going to tank it. They're taking some damage. Here comes Rammus just waiting in the wings. Gets the ball on his head. Goes into the middle. Here comes the Shockwave. Flash in. Oh, Shockwave misses. Flash out by Puzzler. He's running for his life. Teleport coming in. Rocket jump away for Tristana. Heal on the backhands as he tries to stay on Puzzler. Heal on the Puzzler back is now he's just running away, trying to get back to his team. Brahma or Malphite rises up force, gets the knockup. First blood actually goes over to Puzzler on Amumu, who's somehow still alive through all of it. It's a double kill for the red side. It was a good job just back and forth, just leading Focus around in the jungle until you found your team, and then they're in the wrong spot. It's a double kill to start the game. 1 to Amumu, 1 to Tristana, and the dragon to follow.
That was very
Puzzler going pretty low here. He's in Howling Gale range. Here it comes. Oh, they actually got I had to pick up the heal. It was close. It looked like it might have missed him, but they do pick up the dragon at 2 for 0. Gives them 1,000 gold lead. They pick up the dragon. Very well played by them. The patience and not being scared, knowing you can turn back in your team, even if it means walking through the enemy, and it works out very well for Wonder in the end.
So, what happened there was we saw the Shockwave miss. Like, good flash from Amumu to get away from that, but having that Shockwave miss was really big for that team fight.
And even if it had landed, it would have killed Puzzler, but it would have been a one-man Shockwave, and there's no guarantee that would have even won them the fight. So, not the best time. I think there might have been a window there, but it didn't come out in time, and in the end, it's a very nice fight for Wonder, who just made the first move of the game here.
Lacking a good ball delivery system outside of Rammus. Rammus is just going to be running in. Everyone sees the ball coming in.
And Orianna not even picking up her own blue buff there. Rammus taking it away. So let's get back to that while Rocket Jump interrupted there. No more aggression. But get back to that conversation about the tier on Orianna.
Well, yes, it gives you a lot of ability power later in the game. But if you're building that, you're not building a Morellonomicon or a Beams, or at least you shouldn't be. I've seen it done. But you're missing out on CDR, you're missing out on a mid-game, and is just suboptimal to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I mean, I understand that you want that Seraph's Embrace shield later on in the game with so much coming at you. But I would prefer to build, you know, an Athene's Unholy Grail here, and you have the barrier and just position. You don't need the crutch of an additional shield if you position better. And you're losing your ability to actually do damage when your team does find a position to re-engage. So I understand the reasoning behind it, but I agree with you. I think it's definitely suboptimal on Orianna, and I've seen a lot of strong Orianna play and played a lot of it myself, and it's just not an item that I think most people end up being happy with. That said, we'll see how he makes it work. He's CSing decently, but Galio with the lead now. Caitlyn could be in trouble. Rocket Jump comes in. The shield is up. Nice. Monsoon. Now they're behind the tower. The ultimate gives it. She needs the reset. She picks it up. She might get away. That's Braum taking up the tower. Jumps in to get the extra damage, but now Raging is on it. He needs this kill to jump away. Jumps away. The Ignite's going to burn. Minions! The range minion coming in. Tristana not quite able to get the reset she needed on the rocket jump in time. Takes the last couple shots from the minions, and it is a 2-for-1. They both go down, but that's actually shut down Gold, swinging back over.
Unfortunately,
to
Janna
focus.
picked it up.
Yes, yeah, not ideal, but something. You know, after you've been tower dove like that, and you're down 4-0 in kills, you just want to pick something up. But now Orianna could be in trouble, trying to run away. Mumu arrives, misses the bandage toss, but lands the Curse of the Sad Mummy along with downplay taunt. It's more than enough, but now the re-engage. Rise has arrived, Ramus has arrived. Downplay trying to trade back, now just trying to run for his life. He's not going to make it out. Mr. Gingy picks up the kill. Puzzler getting out. A 1-for-1 after that. Nice teleport play there by Rise to trade back. Zexer has arrived. Lands the first spell. Now getting the out attack, trying to get the stun. There's the unstoppable force. There's the re-engage with the bandage shot. Gingy running for his life, but he gets taunted back in and will go down. Good roam there. They a little far up. You know that Steve's going to follow you after you make that teleport play mid, and Rise gets a little too deep and goes down in the end. So 6-2 as we hit 14 minutes. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Wonder, which just needs to win this game to win this best of 3 series.
And as I say it, he goes for the Athene's Unholy Grail after the tier.
That's what the I saw you put your hand over your face. Disappointment.
This isn't a personal thing to Good Stout Coke, but really should think about something else on the Orianna.
Look, Alex isn't mad. He's just disappointed. So, see the blue buff being given over to downplay here. Well, it is going to be a very defensive Orianna as she does move along in the game, picking up, if she does move to pick up the Grail, as we would expect, along with that Seraph's Embrace. So it will be very difficult to take her down, which will at least give her the opportunity to use a Shockwave.
Not only is this Tristana ahead about 15 CS, but she's also been sitting on this Avarice Blade for a little while. She's going to have a decent gold advantage, not to mention the 3 kills that she has over Caitlyn.
Yeah, that's right. We see, looking across the board, she's actually up 1,000 gold on Caitlyn. It's not quite as big of a difference in the middle, or really anywhere else. Rise actually a little ahead of Malphite, but the money being sunk into Tristana right now, that's where the bulk of that 2,000 gold lead is resting for Wonder. Dragging up in 30 seconds here. They took the first one. They definitely have some advantage. Look at that. Shield up by Braum just to clear those traps. Takes a lot of damage though, and that's... I understand what... Oh, teleport coming in though. This may have been set up. Ace in the hole, doesn't finish him off. Steve has arrived, but they're on to Ramus. This is by bringing out... Before the Dragon spawns, whoever wins this is going to have the advantage. Braum trying to come back in. This is definitely not going the way of Wonder right now. They have not done enough damage, so this explosive shot deals a little bit more.
Galio.
Yeah, Galio has arrived. The dragon has spawned.
Wow, that was a nice shot.
Here we go, flash taunt. Flash taunt on something before it's changed it. Okay. They get sucked in by the Shockwave, but then they go back out by the Monsoon. Now Chris has had Mummy as they re-engage. Jump in by Rage, and he gets the reset. Jumps again, doesn't actually get much. He's got tower aggro. Stand behind me, used by Braum. Leash tower aggro. Now it's on the downplay. He's going to walk away and he'll move on to the creeps. It's a 4 for nothing.
That was some brilliant tower juggling there.
Yeah. That's all about communication. It's all about saying, hey, the tower's on me, the tower's on me. I'm out of range. Who has it now? Great job. They actually did not quite completely perfectly stack the CC there as the Unstoppable Force came in while they were still being taunted, but it was more than enough to pick up the 4-0 for ONEder, who gives us a 4,000 gold lead and the second dragon as we hit the 17-minute mark of the game.
That was a great Idol of Duran right there.
Yeah.
The Shockwave coming in, good to keep them together, but there was no AoE damage that came out after they were all grouped up, and then they got pushed away by the Monsoon.
Well, and the other problem is the Shockwave doesn't even do anything, right? You have a tier and you have a chalice and you have Sork Boots. What damage do you need to force through with Sork Boots at this point even? It did nothing to them. All it did was put them together. Janna tossed them back out, which actually it turned out to be an advantage for them. It gave them a chance to regroup and get the tower aggro where they wanted it. So that just did not work out the way that Focus would have liked it to, and still no blue buff for Orianna. I get she has plenty of mana, but Rammus probably not the best holder of the blue buff. Raging possibly in trouble. Rocket jumps to safety. Now 3 members for each team grouping up in the middle lane. We will see where they decide to go with this. Solid wave clear for both teams really, so sieging is a little difficult.
A little bit of miscommunication whenever the Shockwave came in and the Monsoon pushed them all back away.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Rammus in the middle, downplay gets taunted. Nice job by Braum to both block some and get the knockups. He's trying to run back though, he's taking a lot of damage, Rage in trouble. There's the Idol of Duran. There's a lot of taunts, a lot of damage coming through. Steve has arrived, gets the knockup onto Coke. Coke splashes away, Ginger's in the back, and Rice actually picks up the kill on Tristana, but he does fall for it, as does Janna to Galio. Now the chase is on, but there is a tower as they fall back to safety.
Wow.
There
This
was
Galio is doing a lot of damage.
And he is. This is very, very nice work by Downplay. Really showing up in this series. Both games. He's 3-1-6 right now. Has his Grail completed. Has some Merc Treads. Has the cloak, the Negatron cloak for the magic resist. Very strong. Things are very quickly starting to get out of control here. It's a 5,000 gold lead. 12-3. And this, of course, those 2 dragons, and this looks like the second turret of the game will probably fall for ONEder.
Yeah, Puzzler's been doing a really good job of waiting for this.
Heal not enough. Shut down over Rammus. Now Steve running away. Tried to say wanted the turret. I said it was going down. They just wanted to make me look correct. But I was not.
Tried to back away, stepped on a trap, and then Rammus powerballed him backwards.
Not what you want. Now the shield comes up. They don't know if they want to fight this without Galio. It's 4-on-3. Puzzler goes down. This is greedy, man. There's just no reason to be there. You're probably sitting on a lot of gold if I had to guess. And now Zexer's in trouble. He gets behind Steve. Steve blocks it. Stop fighting this fight. Just back up. Tristana is down in the bottom. She's not even there. You just gave away 2 free kills just because you overstayed them. Except if you realize you're not going to get the tower, just back up, spend your money, come back and fight again. Instead, it's a little bit of a throw. It's going to be a tower that goes down and maybe more as Steve gets taunted. He gets a lot of damage. Shockwave in, and the Janna Monsoon knocks them backwards as well. And it's 3 kills and a tower picked up for nothing. Nothing traded back because you're just being in places you shouldn't be, staying and going too deep. So a little bit of a throw there. He knocks the gold lead back down to 2,000 at the 20-minute mark. And ONEder had their, they had a stranglehold on this game, but they've definitely opened the door for Focus to work themselves back into it.
There you see the power of this stacking rise really starting to get up there and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, so what looked like we might be on the way to one of our shorter games of the day is now looking like quite the opposite of that. So I still know Orianna still hasn't completed a core item, but she will get there, and she will be strong in the late game if it does get there. And now they're trying to go for this tower again. They get it though. They get it. Steve misses the Ensemble Force. Big whiff. Bandage Toss misses, and they back off safely. They do finally finish that turret, but they gave up quite a bit in their first go at it. So we're walking right through Pink Wards as well. They do pick it up. Zexer and Puzzler will finish it off.
Really lucky
is
for
the
them.
Baron. There's no vision. No, they're just going to pick up the Scuttler.
There was no one there to capitalize on that missed unstoppable force.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it really was both teams overstayed. It started with Wonder overstaying, and then it became Focus overstaying after they picked up a tower. So, a lot of small mistakes trading back and forth. So one thing I do want to point out though is that vision rests completely on the side of Wonder. If you just take a look at all those red alerts.
That is a Christmas tree for Wonder.
Yeah, that's right. They have 100% control over the Baron, and that's got to be priority number one for Focus is getting back some of that vision, or they're going to have a Baron snuck on them.
Okay, so Orianna has finished her Athenes now. But it's a little late for him to be finishing at Athenes. Really should have another big AP item on the Orianna at this point, but again, that power trough that she put herself in is
going to last
really
for a
hurting
while,
her.
honestly. She's a long way. She just finished out of it. She's a long way from having offensive capabilities, so definitely playing the waiting game there. No, this is spotted out, though. They will Rocket, here comes the fight. Rockhand's coming in. Cubs are backing up. The ball does nothing. Zexer gets locked up. Takes some damage. Puts on the shield. Backs away. Nice poke. Worked in there. And this is dragging up. Now, is Wonder going to contest the Dragon, or are they going to rush the Baron? They're working on the top tower. They're indecisive, but they're thinking about it. They see the play. This might work. They have all the vision. If they had been a little more decisive, they'd already done it, but they do start it up. Zexer going to take it out. Baron does a lot of damage in this 23-minute mark. And this is spotted out. They're going to have to back away from this, I think. Baron only at half HP. They're getting poked down, and here comes Focus. This is big. Rockhand's in the middle, flashes to the back. Taunts Raging Drunk. They're getting a lot of damage, and on the other side, Christmas Sad Mummy takes out Orianna. Tristana takes out Rammus. Now Rise running away. There's a flash onto Caitlyn. Late Monsoon and knocks him away, but they're running already. Caitlyn in trouble. Rise trying to pick up the kill on Drunk, but he flashes away. Raging running away. Caitlyn goes down. Rise goes down. Janet goes down. Double kill for... Woo, that's a lot. Double kill for Downplay. Now they're going to get back onto this Baron. Good job pulling it off there. They saw the play. They knew we had the vision over it. They see the rush at Dragon. They go to Baron. They use it as the bait. They pick up the kill because they're strong in their team fight. They pick up the Baron to follow, and they are right back in control of this. It's probably going to be a 7,000 gold lead once this is over.
Rammus knew what he needed to do. He got onto the Tristana. They're doing a lot of damage in this fight. But the rest of his team got caught up in the Idol of Durand, and there was no follow-up. Rammus cannot take out an 80 carry along with the Malphite by himself.
That's absolutely right. This in the the war of backline trades, the Rammus by himself in the backline is not going to have follow-up as soon as the team that has unstoppable force, Curse of the Sad Mummy, Idol Durand, in his team's backline. So that's that. It's a good job forcing the objective to force the 5v5. Wonder wins that fight, and you say, well, why is Focus even taking it? But Wonder was on the Baron. They had to go contest that, and after they pull him off, and you see them, at half HP, 3/4 HP, it's a fight you want. But in the end, Rammus goes too deep and falls down. Not there to help his own back line, and that fight works out very heavily in favor of Wonder, who are back in the driver's seat.
See, in League of Legends, the game, both teams are playing the best that they can. The team that wins is going to be the one that can force the enemy team into a situation where you can really make a bad choice or a worse choice.
Right. Like, this could be. The tower goes down. Oh, this is a big collapse. Unstoppable force on 2. Monsoon is interrupted. Rockhand just goes down to Chris Sad Money. Flash away by Orianna, but Coke will go down anyways. Double kill, and Steve picks up another. This is probably another tower fall, and he's going to tank it. Base tank it with Malphite. The Rock doesn't care. Rise runs away from Raging, but turns back around to try to fight. Brahma arrives, and that was a mistake as Raging picks up another kill and another turret. This game is spiraling out of control for Focus.
This is much less close than the last game.
Oh yes, this is the inhibitor. I mean, it's going to be a while before they're up. The first inhibitor of the game off of that Baron, off of some more kills. 21-7. It's a 11,000 gold lead at 26 minutes. Now you just back. You've got a lot of money to spend. You shop and you just walk 5 members down to the bottom lane and you force the Matter.
That's a pretty controversial strategy that I saw from Focus, the controversial go in one at a time strategy.
Sometimes a sign of a team that, you don't want to say loses hope or is on tilt, but a team that is certainly not firing on all cylinders. And after losing that fight at Baron, you can certainly understand being down 1-0 with your backs against the wall. There's definitely some pressure on you to make something happen, and that can lead to the I think I can. Oh wait, there's 3 of them. I die.
And see, now I just have to question whether that he's really building for the game, or if he's building based on, or Orianna is building to the game, or building based on a formula that he's thought of. Because now it looks like he's going towards Azanya's. Tristana is doing a lot of damage, but Azanya's lets a low AP item now with the changes. The active's not going to do much for you when you're taunted and then knocked up and then dead.
Yeah, you're just going to die as soon as you come out of it at this point.
And I just have to question what is he doing about this.
build. It's possible we can say, if you just do look at the team compositions, you have to give them in favor of Wonder. The Orianna pick with the Rammus, it's not. You have a lot of competing things there. Rammus wants to charge in. Orianna wants someone to charge in to put the ball on their head. Janna wants to disengage. Ryze can come back and disengage. Whereas the strategy for Wonder is very clear. We want to dive on you. We want to attack you in your face. And there's just a lack of cohesion, both in the item builds and the overall game plan here for Focus. And it manifests itself in the 0-4-4 Orianna, who's just, even when the shockwaves have been good, they do no damage and there is no follow-up. So you're just taking a lot of power out of the pick that you've made. So.
And you're missing a Righteous Glory on the side of Focus. Wonder is just now building their Righteous Glory onto Malphite. That I would have maybe could have been used earlier just to force more fights with their advantage. But the fact they're building it now, that's fine.
Here we go. Double force lands on to Janna. Janna's trying for Monsoon versus that one because she doesn't get a chance. Wow. Double kill from the Auto Duran. Big plays there from downplay. Now 7-2, but Raging in trouble. Flashes away, hits the shields. Now Ryze in trouble. Nice ultimate by Braum. Knocks him up. Flash away by Caitlyn, who is burning red. Rammus runs away. Everyone on... Well, most of the members anyways, on Wonder low, but they are alive, and that's what matters. That's a sign of a team really just working together, playing well together. They all go low, but they know how much damage they can take. They know when they get out. They know when their teammates have their back. Puzzler was able to get in the front and do his thing, and Raging actually got jumped on, but his team had his back. They saved him. They kept him alive, and in the end, he just soaked up a lot of damage and traded a lot back. They pick up the second inhibitor of the game, and at 29.5 minutes and a 15,000 gold lead, I don't think this game is going to last much longer.
Yeah, you can tell very, very strongly that there's a lot of coordination on the side of Wonder.
Yeah, and that strong performance they put in yesterday, 2 losses. They come into the second seed today, losing to their, I think it's no coincidence, their scrim mates, and United or Team 1 Mid. They are scrim partners. They play a lot together, and they know how each other work. We saw the last game between them yesterday where they played each other. But you can make up for a lot of mechanical difficulties by having good coordination, just being in practice and knowing what your teammates are going to do and how they play. And you can definitely see that coming through. The preparation paying off here in this game for Wonder as they just got stronger as the series goes on.
See, and now with how behind she is, Orianna's sort of just scrambling around for as much AP as she can get. She has a Seeker's Arm Guard, but she's also picked up an Amplifying Tome, which doesn't build him towards either Seraph's or Zanya's Hourglass.
Yeah, it's not. There's no focus in the build. Which is, when you're down, when you're down 24-7, that's to be expected. In this vision control game, I'm not sure we can talk about it enough. It's just getting so many picks. Like this one, Monsoon comes in, but Janna goes down, and that shockwave just does absolutely nothing to the team. They back up, cooldowns burn, it's a kill picked up. Baron up in 10 seconds. They may decide to pick up this last Baron before they push for the win. Yeah, this vision control game by Wonder has done, wonders for them. And just allowed them to build this lead. We do pick up a pause at 31 minutes. We'll see how long this lasts here. This game firmly in control of Wonder, who just need to pick this up here in the first round of the Gold Cat tournament at Tokyo and Tulsa. They won the first game in a much longer affair, a much closer game. They pulled it out in the end, and that put the backs of Focus up against the wall. And now that wall looks like it may become crumbling down.
Galio really putting in work this game. 9, 2, and 10. Definitely something that looks practiced. He knows the range and what he can do with the Flash Idol of Duran. Just doing such an amazing job on this champion.
Yeah, and touching back on something we said at the beginning, Steve, he did build that Sunfire Cape.
Well, to be fair, we did know he was going to build Sunfire Cape when he bought Bombies, but he bought the Bombies and then he got a Spectre's counter, like he should.
Yes, that's correct. And you know what? The follow-up to that is, may give him a hard time for that. He's 3-0-14. I think I've only seen one Unstoppable Force I would call, subpar. So very, very strong game out of Steve top lane. Really across the board. I mean, 5-2-10, 9-2-10, 8-2-10. Only one death on your support, that 18-1. So KDA of 18, pretty good.
Wow.
Really a great game here by ONEder to get things started for them. Their aspirations are higher than winning the first round of this tournament. They want to go all the way, and after losing in a close game to the 1 seed last night, there's no reason to doubt that they can do it.
Just a really coordinated game coming out of ONEder. And you have to say that Focus, they need to focus. There's no locket.
That is the thing we can say.
There's no locket on the team. They have a Galio that's
You're
destroying
right. You're absolutely right.
Malphite that does a decent amount of magic damage. Just
is that an ardent? That's an ardent sensor on Janna. So when you have 2 AP champions and just one champion, you want to speed up their attacks. So I don't know. I agree. A locket somewhere along the line would have been better. I think a locket certainly would have been better than Thornmail on Rammus. But you know what? On the good side, lots of teams come to these tournaments. It's a Gold Cap tournament. You have players who maybe they've never played together. Maybe this is their first tournament. Take the opportunity to learn something. Even when you go to a tournament and you lose, that can sometimes be more valuable than winning. When you win and things look easy, you don't know what you need to work on.
Absolutely.
So they definitely are going to see the mistakes that they made and how they can get better and improve on it. So then when we come back to the next tournament, they're in a much stronger position. And that's what we've seen from a lot of these teams in Oklahoma. They go to a tournament, they have some troubles, they struggle, but then they come to the next one more prepared, and maybe they win or they have a really strong run. And that's what it really is all about, is getting better as you go here. And, maybe working your way up to the uncapped tournament one day.
Definitely.
But as this one stands, this one is very near the end. There's baroned up minions just working on those towers, and Tristana can take towers like nobody's business. Shockwave doesn't do much. Villager shot takes on the turret. They're getting poked. Here comes Foster. Here comes Unstoppable Force. Curse this Sad Mummy. 2 kills picked up. Lots of trouble. Oh, a little deep. Little deep. Galio goes down in the end. Rock hands, though, trying to get Tristana. Won't work. Explosion shot onto the last turret. It'll fall. The Nexus will surely be next. Steve zoning him out. Caitlyn trying to do what they can. Not much happening, though. Tristana jumping in there, trying to pick up the last kills. They do. There goes the Nexus. 33 minutes. That's your game. ONEder 2-0 over Focus in the quarterfinals here of our Gold Cap tournament at Tokyo and Tulsa.